Coming up tonight on Cronkite News, fires sparked the closure of national parks. We'll have the details.
Later, a protest at Senator Kyrsten Sinema's office due to her stance on the filibuster.
And later on Break It Down, why some parents are hesitant to get their children vaccinated.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Isabella Fredrickson.
And I'm Peyton Watts. Thanks for joining us.
The Kaibab and Coconino National Forests will close tomorrow due to dangers and threats of wildfires. In a news release, the Forest Service said the public is prohibited from entering any parts of the forest at any time. Some recreation sites are also shutting down. Snow Bowl, Slide Rock, and the Tonto Natural Bridge Park will be closed due to the fires. Anyone who is camping inside of those parks are expected to leave immediately and to cancel any plans for the next few weeks. The forest will be closed until there are stable weather conditions to bring fire dangers down.
The decisions are very difficult. We know people who want to come up and enjoy their July 4th holiday, but unfortunately there'll be nothing left to enjoy years to come from now on July 4th if we don't take these kind of measures.
Violating these closures can result in a fine of up to $10,000. There are about 15 wildfires burning in Arizona, with several having no containment as of this morning. The Backbone Fire near Strawberry is nearly 40,000 acres and still growing.
With the clock ticking, the state legislature met today to vote on a new budget proposal. However, shortly after they opened the session, it became clear no decision would be made today.
But could we contemplate growing up and shouldering the responsibility together and think of together more than individual and pass a budget?
After that, House Speaker Rusty Bauer adjourned the House after only one Democrat showed up to the Capitol, denying a needed quorum for today's budget debate. The Senate, however, forged ahead with debate on the $12.8 billion budget, which has been through a number of changes since a few Republican lawmakers said they would not vote for a flat tax that could hurt cities and towns and didn't do enough to pay down debt. Senate Democrats spoke against the budget bill, saying it hurt lower-income Arizonans.
We shouldn't have any group of disposable people anywhere. The sponsor of this amendment, Senator Otondo, used the perfect word to describe this, and that's humane. We need to treat people as human beings.
The House will reconvene at 10 a.m. on Thursday to take up the measure. They must pass a budget by June 30th.
A voting bill advances in the House. It would require election officials to give prosecutors the records of mail ballots that have signature discrepancies. The bill was approved on a party line vote. Republicans say it will help investigate potential fraudulent votes. Democrats say it promotes myths of widespread election fraud and could lead to voter intimidation. Republicans approved another bill that would raise the threshold of an automatic recount to 0.5 percentage points. Currently, it's at a 0.1%. Both bills need to be approved in the Senate.
Senator Kyrsten Sinema is facing pressure to kill the filibuster in the Senate. She and one other Democrat carry a lot of influence with this vote because they have said publicly they will not kill the filibuster. Today, a group of concerned constituents made their voices heard. Cronkite News reporter Harrison Klopp was at Senator Sinema's office where the protest took place.
Protesters have largely filled out, but around 10 this morning, there were around 100 people here that ended up occupying the balcony right outside Senator Sinema's office.
Show me how the people sound like.
The sounds of protest were heard outside of Senator Kyrsten Sinema's office on Camelback Road in Phoenix. The group demanded changes from everything from voter rights to a higher Arizona minimum wage. And the key to all of that, protesters say, is killing the filibuster.
I think we need to draw more attention to the procedural rules that are blocking significant legislation from getting passed. Senator Sinema has so far been obstinate in that, and she is sticking to these old rules that don't benefit the people anymore, and it's time for a change.
And while many of these people were Sinema voters 2 years ago, her constituents believe that she owes them.
I hope to let the senator know that her constituents and grassroots volunteers who worked tremendously hard in this Arizona heat less than 2 years ago fighting for her to win her election seat with a narrow margin, thinking that she would, and believing that she would believe in her people.
According to KTAR, 10 protesters were arrested at the scene this morning. In Phoenix, Harrison Clapp, Cronkite News.
In a recent op-ed piece for the Washington Post, Senator Sinema said she would not change her mind on the filibuster, writing, quote, "The best way to achieve durable, lasting results? Bipartisan cooperation."
Coming up next on Cronkite News, an annual study came out covering those who live in poverty. We'll talk about how the pandemic hurt those families in need and what needs to be done.
Still to come, how some beaches in California have added accessibility measures for those who are disabled. Don't go away.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and locally produced shows from your station.
Sign in and start streaming today.
Cronkite News provides students at ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism with the opportunity to gain real-world experience in the newsroom. At Cronkite News, our students produce professional content for audiences by taking on all roles, whether they be reporting, anchoring, producing, or studio production. Each department gives students first-hand professional newsroom experience. For more information, visit cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Here we go, lights up. Whoa.
As artists, we conduct our educations in public. You can never know whether it's going to be a success. One just has to risk it.
It's you and the work and the place. It's a very particular relationship.
Here's our lens. Tell us what you think.
Friday night at 9 on Arizona PBS.
As the world continues to recover from the pandemic, families and children are still unable to fulfill basic needs, according to the Children's Action Alliance. About 15% of children in Arizona are living in high poverty areas, and 9% are without health insurance, compared to the national average of 6%. A new report by the 2021 Kids Count Data Book shows that the pandemic's impact on poverty in Arizona could erase nearly a decade of progress. According to the Children's Action Alliance, President and CEO David Lujan, as we come out of the pandemic, the focus must be on providing access to healthcare, education, childcare, and mental health services.
We have so many Arizona children who are struggling right now, as this report shows, and we have the revenue to invest in them, yet what are we doing with that revenue? Instead, we are giving it to the richest Arizonans in the form of a big tax cut.
Lujan says the book shows that simply just moving back to pre-pandemic levels of support would shortchange Arizona kids. The recently expanded child tax credit policy would pull 112,000 children above the poverty line, but he says it's just a temporary fix. Lujan believes the key is to continue advocating for children at the state capitol and providing resources to families.
Just in time for the summer, new beach access pathways are being rolled out in California to help improve access to the beach for the disabled. Cronkite News reporter Kimberly Silverio Bautista spoke with one wheelchair user about his experience.
The first time Richard Dahl saw a blue mat at the beach, he couldn't figure out what it was at first. He then realized he could easily roll on the beach with his wheelchair.
And I was like, wow, like when I initially seen it, that was my first thought, like, let me roll on this. Like, this is something that I can use to get to the beach. I don't know if this is for that, but I'm gonna use it for that.
The access mats are made out of synthetic mesh, according to Nicole Moradian, spokesperson for the LA County's Department of Beaches and Harbors. The mats make sandy beaches more accessible for wheelchair users and other mobility devices.
They provide a firmer surface for people who might need a little help crossing the sand, whether they're using a wheelchair or another mobility device, or they're a parent pushing a stroller or dragging a cooler. Anytime somebody might need just a little bit of a more stable surface than sand provides.
Dahl believes it's important for the community, specifically wheelchair users, to be alerted to these resources. Posting signs and educating the community can be useful too.
You know, signage up on the street, maybe saying this is a wheelchair accessible beach, you know, because that's very important as well, just letting people, bringing awareness to let people know that this is here, because a lot of people don't even know that this is here, you know, and then a lot of people see it and don't know what it's for.
Currently, the mats are accessible on 8 Southern California beaches, including popular spots such as Manhattan Beach and here in Pacific Palisades. Kimberly Silverio Bautista, Cronkite News.
Richard Dahl is also the co-founder of an organization called Wheelchair Gang. He hopes to raise funds to get hand cycles for his peers and host a ride-along on the beach to raise awareness for wheelchair users in the community. And I'm sure many of us are wishing we were at the beach right now as we're escaping some of those higher temperatures from last week. Let's go to Isabella Fredrickson in the Weather Center.
As you can see, summer is here and we are looking at high temperatures all across the country. For slightly cooler weather, San Francisco's only 72 degrees and Los Angeles is 69 degrees. However, everywhere else is looking really hot. We have it at 95 degrees in Tucson and 102 in El Paso. Looking at the high temperatures of Arizona starting tomorrow, it is also very warm. If you're going to want cooler weather, I would head up north where it is slightly colder. In the Grand Canyon, it's 74 degrees, and next door in Page, Arizona, it's only 88. However, the rest of Arizona down south is warm. We are looking at 95 degrees in Tucson and 91 degrees in Tombstone. Looking at our evening planner, we are going to be in the triple digits until 9 p.m. Then it will fall down to 98 degrees and 97 by 10. Finally, looking at our 8-day forecast, it is going to be in the triple digits, but tomorrow we are going to have some clouds. But looking at the rest of the week, still in the triple digits and up to 113 on Sunday. Isabella Fredrickson in the Weather Center.
Coming up after the break, I'll have your Cronkite Sports Report. We'll introduce you to a Valley man who has taken his lifelong fandom for the Phoenix Suns to new heights.
This month in Passport, your on-demand library of the best of PBS.
Everyone has secrets. Are you protecting someone?
I have no choice.
You do have a choice. You're looking at him.
That's amazing. We could be standing on top of a T-Rex right now.
Women demanded new space and pushed the boundaries of what being a lady means.
These and other shows are available with Passport. Become a member of this PBS station. Sign in and start streaming today.
Cronkite News is more than your local news station. Through our innovative ideas, we create new ways to connect with our viewers and have their stories be heard. Our cutting-edge technology allows us to take a deeper dive into seeking the truth and delivering new perspectives. Stay up to date on top Arizona stories anytime on TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook at Cronkite News.
Hey, I'm Rick Steves. You know, I don't go anywhere without my passport. And now, thanks to PBS Passport, you can travel with me and watch all 10 seasons of Rick Steves Europe and all my travel specials. This exclusive streaming service is just for our members. Not only can you see all my shows, but you can see thousands of hours of your favorite public television shows. Become a member today and get your passport.
Welcome back to Cronkite News. I'm Erin Slindy, and this is your Cronkite Sports Report. Thousands of fans have packed the Phoenix Suns arena for the playoffs, but one fan has outshined the rest. Emily Carmen spoke to the superfan who has literally been a bright spot in the arena for the past 11 years.
Patrick Batillo is a basketball coach at Peoria High School. He's also the Phoenix Suns' biggest fan, Mr. Orange. He created this persona to hype up his fellow fans at Phoenix Suns home games.
The crowd needs to make a difference year-round, like not just
when we're good or just during the playoffs. So started to spray my hair orange, put on some face paint.
For the past decade, Batillo has been inspiring fans and players alike. Players like Steve Nash and Devin Booker have even thanked him personally for his dedication to the team.
That makes it plenty worth it because that's what we're there for, is to make a difference and be the sixth man that they really feed off of.
Batillo has been a fan of the Sun since he was a child growing up in Peoria. He says he's been coming to the games religiously for over 20 years now. But it wasn't until 2010 until he upgraded his wardrobe and really started standing out from the crowds.
He's really funny. Yeah, he's really funny and like cool. I don't know, he's the biggest fan probably. He's like one of the biggest fans.
Batillo rarely misses a game as Mr. Orange. Sometimes that means he has to get ready in the coach's office after practice and endure some teasing from his players.
Don't get me wrong, if anyone else was doing it, it'd be cool. But like when it's him, it's like different to see him in a Mr. Orange costume, all orange costume, than him seeing my coach. It's just funny.
With the Suns in the playoffs this year, Mr. Orange is getting a lot of attention. But Batillo has been there through the team's highs and lows. And he says he will continue to support the Suns through it all for many years to come.
It's more than just cheering, right? It's about being loyal and being there through the ups and downs.
In Phoenix, Emily Carmen, Cronkite News.
You might see Mr. Orange tonight if you are heading to Phoenix Suns Arena. The Suns take on the Clippers in Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. Last Saturday, the Diamondbacks honored Juneteenth with pregame ceremonies and specialty food items at Chase Field. They also hosted a baseball clinic for local kids as part of their Reviving Baseball in Inner Cities initiative. Over 50 kids came out to the clinic, which was hosted at East Lake Park, just down the street from Chase Field. Several Diamondbacks players were on hand who said they were happy to donate their time, especially on Juneteenth.
We're coming out here, there's a lot of beautiful faces that look like mine, and they get to see people in a different light of the game that look like themselves, and they come out here and it's like, all right, hey, we're out here to play ball and have fun.
Finally, 3 Mercury players are headed to the Olympics. The trio of Diana Taurasi, Brittany Griner, and Skylar Diggins-Smith were named to Team USA basketball roster for the 2021 Tokyo Olympics. That's it for the Cronkite Sports Report. Back to you, Isabella and Peyton.
Thanks for joining us.